His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country, so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happen in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Commerce Town, which was carried out through a court order. How does the administration ensure that such enforcement action are done fairly and without political interference?
The law is the law. It's not the government. It's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. If that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
Why will George Weah, who is tempted by Joseph Boakai, who was drowning in his Egypt land, who was dead, very red up, dirty, stink, you could find him passing around, particularly dead and useless. Why will such a man conduct make you Weah vex that you will struck the work and then lose God's own mission to take you to the promised land? That was the test of time today for George Weah. If George Weah had reacted, you are falling in the place of Moses.
The Liberian National Police commenced the Congress for Democratic Change for the discipline, calm, and statesmanship demonstrated during the recent eviction process. Their respect for the rule of law, despite the deep sentimental value and history attached to the property, reflects a maturity that strengthens Liberia's democracy. This movement is not only a testament to CDC's leadership, but also a reminder to all political institutions and citizens that our democracy grows stronger when lawful decisions are honored peacefully.
Today, you have a rebel police director who thinks that he has arrived. And the worst thing about all these people They all benefited from the magnanimity of George Weah, ranging from people on the bench of the Supreme Court. They got letters from George Weah. If some of them choose to pay him back with evil, it's up to them. The very Gregory Comer today, he worked in the previous administration when Weah came. He also got another letter again. If he chooses to do what he's doing, it's up to him. But one thing I can tell you for sure is this is how we had always been molded. That's how God has already molded Weah and catapult him into success. He will suffer rejection, denigration, humiliation. That has been his life. How can you make somebody who has been down the line their shame? The person has gone through shame. They have gone through disgrace. They have done everything they can. Whatever people thought and were laughing at them, they surmount everything and catapult themselves into becoming someone who is towering that the whole world can look at today. How more can you do? You think you're bringing that person down? You're just hurting yourself. In fact, what you are doing, you are destroying yourself. You know what it takes for you to proud in yourself of being bad? When people are looking for good image, you are happy in becoming a bad person. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But there's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
You see that? Yeah, I see. You see that? You see that? You see what this man do? You see what I do? You see what I do? You see what the state doing? Civic art.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their side is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
God Almighty, who is leading us through in his providential care and grace. We acknowledge him. We thank him for everything he is. We put all that we are into all that he is. He is the good God, faithful in all of his ways, never reneging on his promises made to us. Social, religious, political, just every facet of life, fulfilling every word that he utters. What the God he is, the God who not only provides, but he also heals. He is the great God. So we are grateful. And the first week, the first day, everything we committed unto God. And so we go with this one, your healed man.
I was broken, lost in the dark, but your hands reached deep into my scars. Oh, Jesus. Tried to fix my soul alone, but I was bleeding through the stones. Every prayer was just a cry, until you looked me in the eye. You saw my pain, you called my name. You washed my guilt in holy rain. Now I feel your fire inside my chest. You took my chaos, gave me rest. You healed me from within, Lord. You broke the chains I hid before. Now my heart beats for Him within. You from within. Every wound became a song. Every scar where you belong. You turned my fear into a flame. Now I'll never be the same. I'll never be the same. When I thought I was too far gone, you whispered, child, come home. Now I'm standing in your light, healed, forgiven, and alive. Hey! You heal me from within, Lord. You broke the chains I hid before. Now my soul will never end. 'Cause Jesus, you heal me from within. You heal me from within. You broke the chains I hid before. Now my heart beats for you again. Jesus, you heal me from within. Oh, heal from within. Heal from within. You heal me. You heal me from within.
Yes, you heal me from within. Never stop acknowledging God in everything you do. Before starting, when you are in it, and ending. It says, in everything, acknowledge the Lord, and He will direct, order your path. And thank you too for coming on, you great people, so massive, so extraordinary. We appreciate your presence with us this afternoon. Edward Cannon, Morovia, Siafa Kamara, Woki Davids, Rising Sun, Dallas, Texas, Clady Allison, Delaware, USA, Samuel Kofi Woods, Caldwell, Musa Sharif, Congo Town, Jill Nees Pangbai, Jeremiah Labla, Soul Clinic, Gaza, Venetius Bar Jr., Nuclear Town, Claudette Paul, Stephen Fowler, Chicken Soup Factory, Gatnotsville, Cogway Weeder, Mangibi County, Joseph Mervy, 72nd Community, Mafanta Soiree, Seitu Jabo, Johnsonville, Elijah Carter, Oldest Congo Town Community, Pago Island, Cecilia Matsakwe, Norway, Jean Matardi, District 10, Ambassador Walter Morgan, CDC Regular Intellectual Militant, Amara Kamara, Brussels, Belgium, Hotel Ransigati, Batnardsville Junction, your residence, Jack Foley Tomby Carl, Broville Bible College Junction, Eric Brunel, Senior, Butchrow Island, Point 4, Roland Deruto, District 10, Solowat Corsia, Comfort Zone, Gatnotsville, New Georgia Estate,
Otto Johnson Jr., Freeport of Monrovia, Spencer Mohammed, Cospone Hill, Wayne Town Community, Mohammed Skamara, Abu Dhabi, Jeff Comote, Jeff Comote, New Crew Town, Butcher Island, Malu Fofana, statutory member, 20th Street, Sinker, Emmanuel Broad, Minnesota, USA, Mantonian Son, VOA Junction, Buakat Zodua, Macklin Street, Waterside, Jukontichi, Your Business Center, Orita G Club, Bueman Kiadi, Hotel Africa, Virginia, Usman Saw, Gale Street, Business Center, Jean Momolu, Gale Street, Business Center, Molba Besa, Philadelphia, USA. Rita Christine Hayes, Massachusetts, USA. My dear sister Orita Sunday Choir, hi there, wherever you are following. Thank you for coming on. Hope that you are faring good. Never David, Morovia, Augustine Amara, and the chairman himself, Chairman Block 13 Intellectual Center, Roman Rico, Kenneth Boy, Olatupan, fall short, the reference point chairman, the chairman for life, the one and only chairman. Good to have all of you great people on this afternoon, Monday, the 2nd day of March 2026, the reign of Judah Christopher. Let's start off Liberia in Nigeria. Nigeria has signed a $1.3 billion agreement with Africa Finance Corporation to build a major aluminum factory and support nationwide mineral exploration. The government says the project is part of a broader push to diversify Nigeria's economy away from oil and boost the solid mineral sector. The refinery will process around 1 million tons of bauxite annually, with a projected lifespan of about 20 years. Officials expect the project to generate new jobs, attract more investment, and strengthen local mineral processing capacity. Kenya's former Attorney General and Democratic Party leader, Justin Muturi, has called on the government to evacuate Kenyans stranded in the Middle East without delay. Muturi took to his X account, stating that the images of families fleeing violence, including Kenyans working and studying abroad, are heartbreaking, and insisted that protecting citizens overseas is a constitutional duty, not a favor. The plea comes as tensions rise across the region following intensified hostilities, prompting other nations to begin evacuating their citizens. Meanwhile, the Kenyan government has issued a high alert advisory to more than 400,000 Kenyans living and working in the Middle East. Nairobi says it is in constant communication with diplomatic missions as fears grow over de-escalating conflict. The governments of Ghana and Nigeria have issued advisories to their citizens amid rising tensions in the Middle East following military actions by Israel and the United States against targets in Iran and retaliatory strikes by Iran against Israel and the United States bases in the region. Ghana has issued its urged its nationals in Qatar to seek shelter as a precaution. Nigeria's military foreign affairs says it is closely monitoring the rapidly evolving situation and assessing potential risks to Nigerian nationals. Abuja has advised Nigerians living in or visiting Iran and neighboring Gulf states to exercise extreme vigilance and caution. And the African Union is urging an immediate de-escalation of rising tensions in the Middle East after renewed United States-Israeli strikes on Iran prompted heightened security alerts across the Gulf. United States President Donald Trump justified the U.S.-Israel joint attack on Iran that led to the killing of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah.
Over the past 36 hours, the United States and its partners have Operation Epic Fury, one of the largest, most complex, most overwhelming military offensives the world has ever seen. Nobody's seen anything like it. We have hit hundreds of targets in Iran, including Revolutionary Guard facilities, Iranian air defense systems. Just now was announced that we knocked out 9 ships plus their naval building, all in a matter of literally minutes. Iran's formerly supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, is dead. This wretched and vile man had the blood of hundreds and even thousands of Americans on his hands. He's responsible for the slaughter of countless thousands of innocent people all across many countries. Last night, all over Iran, the voices of the Iranian people could be heard cheering and celebrating in the streets when his death was announced. The entire military command is gone as well, and many of them want to surrender into saving their lives. They want immunity, calling by the thousands. Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved. We have very strong objectives. They could have done something 2 weeks ago, just couldn't get there. Earlier today, CENTCOM shared the news that 3 military service members have been killed in action. As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, even as we continue the righteous mission for which they gave their lives. We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen. And sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is. Likely be more, but we'll do everything possible where that won't be the case. But America will avenge their deaths and deliver the most punishing blow to the terrorists who have waged war against basically civilization. They have waged war against civilization itself. Our resolve, and likewise that of Israel, has never been stronger. America is now, again, the richest, most powerful nation in the world by far. But the only reason we enjoy the quality of life that we do and the freedom and security is we have done things that others are unable to do. It's because of warriors who are willing to lay down their lives to do battle with our enemies. And they do battle better than anybody. An Iranian regime armed with long-range missiles and nuclear would be a dire threat to every American. We cannot allow a nation that raises terrorist armies to possess such weapons, would allow them to extort the world to their evil will. Not going to let it happen.
United States President Donald Trump on the joint strike on Iran, his country, and Israel. Let's turn to developments unfolding in Liberia. No one, absolutely no one, decides a person's destiny. Be mindful of what you say about people. Given that only God has the destiny or fate or future of each and every person, he tells us not to venture in that area. Be mindful. Be careful. Never sound definitive or absolute in anything about person or situation, because we don't have control. We cannot determine a person's destiny. A person's destiny is in the hands of God. But from an earthly perspective, a person can charter a course on how he wants his life to be, what he wants to achieve. Even within that, we are told by God not to reach a full conclusion on anything designing our lives without committing it unto him after we have done the planning. Nobody, absolutely. I am saying this in reference to what came out over the weekend. And this is not a talking point. I would expect no one to comment on this. I'm just sounding out a caution because I have always said this. So I'm only using this situation because situation unfolds itself as a lesson for us. And given that I have a little understanding of how our culture is a loose one, people just say as if they have no or nothing called five senses about other people, about situation, without reasoning, without even thinking in light of determining a future. We were greeted with the sad news over the weekend of former representative of the Congress for Democratic Change, Solomon George. Nobody saw that coming, as nobody sees death coming. And we express our condolences to the bereaved family and every person associated with him prior to his death, grieving his loss or his passing. It hurts, it pains. No one wants death. No one wishes death unto himself or herself. But no one can postpone death. No one can backdate death. No one can defer death. No one can put anything of a weight for a while on death. It is the inevitable. Why that is true, you want to be very careful what you say about yourself, situation, about a person. Again, I should say this is no pointer for your input. No, I just thought to sound a caution to advise our culture across generally, political, religious, social, economic, whatever the sphere or discipline or area of existence. This situation, people would say, no, it's death. No one should impute politics into it. Here is the correction or the education. It is only in Liberia we tend to play the pretense as if we are sympathetic, empathizing. Once it is a political, especially when you find yourself in a hyper-political culture, You expect that people will discuss. There are people who will feel sorry. There are people who will empathize and sympathize. There are others who would not, because of the switch in allegiance. Do you know that some people were not empathizing in any given way with the former vice president over the loss of her son, Joe Howard Taylor? Do you know that some people put a political spin on it? They saw it as a talking point. They even went back into history of Charles Taylor's life, how Charles Taylor, her former husband, slaughtered people, killed people during the war. When they brought out some of the videos from the past, some of the records they had, not nobody bothered them. It's hard for you to put a restriction on that because that's politics. Solomon George is gone. He did not see his death coming. But he was expressive with his opinion, which he was entitled to, like any other person, as I am doing now. But he sounded like it was a foregone conclusion that he could decide the fate of another person. Go back to that line that Jesus Christ said, do not. If you are a Christian, I want you to do this exercise for yourself if you have the time. Go into the Old and the New Testament and just ask for the word. Look up the word or the phrase, do not. And you will come to the understanding that what this man is saying, this line is about fate, destiny of a person, and only he. To do that is to say, I am God. You have people around you saying, and we told them, no, don't say you'll be in power for 100 years because you're not going to live for 100 years. Don't say this person would never, and don't even swear on yourself, because no one has the present and the future. We only live in the present, but we do not have the present. It is against that backdrop that the very God told us not to boast of the present and the future, because he gave the reason we do not know what the tomorrow brings. Hence, this mouth, or what we call in Liberian term, mouth, we have to. You ought to know what comes out, what ought not to come out. You can be very definitive in life with the authority you think that you have or the excitement, but you don't have the final say. Almost everybody, George, we are not coming back. George, we will never come back. People swearing, oh, my dead body. There were people here who were witching. We as death. There were people who were just unnecessarily evil, because some of the evil is well tailored. You take into consideration your own fate too. I've been viewing most of the tips, and I thought not to bring anyone on air, But just to give a caution to every one of us, Paul said George Weah would never come back to power. You don't hear us saying President Bouaka would never stay in power. We leave that to the people. We have always based our argument on the electorate or the people who have the voting right. They can make that decision. A person's fate is decided by the electorate at the ballot box. It is not decided when an election has not appeared. It is not decided because you are vexed with a given person and you vent out your anger, your hurt, your pains, your frustration at the person and not taking into consideration that cannot happen except God decides that person's fate. Let's be careful, mindful. Don't ever say, this person would never ever say to anybody. Most of the people who say you would never, they're gone. This is not to say that you are going to go or we're happy over people's death. No. I'm just telling you as a caution, you, Tim, what did James say? James said, tame the tongue, because the tongue is like a fire, unruly evil, and the tongue determines. So you want to be very careful, because you can prophesy and your prophecy ain't come to pass, or you can prophesy and your prophecy goes in the reversal. That means it goes back to you. I have always said this thing since we started. Be mindful. You said George Weah would never come back. You not go. You say you will stay in power for 200 years. And we say, we want 200 years. We just want to see 2029 Weah is inaugurated. Then you can live your 200 years. Our target is 2029, not 200 years. Because we don't have faith over 200 years. We can determine 200 years, but we can only hope that God will lead us into 2029 as we work out our plans and strategies to get the people convinced why they should vote George Weah again. We can brag of 200 years because we're not the ones that control 200 years. So you see how different we are. Yeah. One end does not know the outcome, but put on political sentiment and install themselves as demagogues. Just be mindful. Be careful what you say to people. Never say never. Everything is in the hands of God. Everybody. You say George Weah would never come back? And George Weah, God say he will come back. If God says George Weah will come back, nobody. It's not the announcement that you make, or you can go and make announcements all over the place. You can trumpet. You can sound the trumpet louder than the one that will be sounded to indicate the rapture, which will take the whole world. And your which would not come to pass, George Weah becomes the president. Be mindful. Don't tell people this would never happen. You would never over my dead body. Don't do that. You don't know. Many people said that they're gone. Many people, they said George Weah not coming back. George Weah will never come back. They're gone. And I have told you, and I'm not hiding it. I have said it. And I've always said it in the context of urging, advising expressly, giving you or putting sense in your head that you ought not to say it, because when you say, it's not going to happen because you say. It only happens when God himself says. If it is the will of God that former President Weah returns to the presidency, and it is the will of God, nobody on earth can stop it. Nobody in Liberia. Nobody. But you say they won't happen. Oh, my dead body, George Weah will come out of power. Oh, this man, all kind of thing. The same people, and you can be telling us, you say life and death lies in the power of the tongue. And now you can tell her. And that's true. That's true. What you say might affect you. You think that you're prophesying. You can give political prophecy, and the political prophecy can affect you. You can give religious prophecy, and the religious prophecy affect you. You can give economic prophecy, and the economic prophecy affect you. You can give military prophecy, and the military prophecy affect you. You can give social prophecy, and the social prophecy affect you. Every prophecy has a reverse effect. It has reverse effect, meaning you have to be careful what you say, how you say it. And I'm coming from God. You using yourself, you installing yourself as God to say this would never happen. This person would never. Now, get it as a close on this. Again, our condolences. He was part of the Congress for Democratic Change. It was his right to defect, and he defected. The party held nothing against him. He sought refuge in Unity Party. It became his political safe haven. His former party had always respected him. All of the partisans, those making up the hierarchy, down the hierarchy, and the seditions have always respected him. Even though you disagree with him on how he was expressive against the former president, but you always respected him. And that's good. Keep it up for anybody who left CDC. Maintain that respect for them. Let them say what they can say, whichever way they can say it against former President George Weah. Hold nothing against them. Do not rain any or which evil for them. Wish them well in their new endeavor and respect them. God in heaven has the final say. He decides people's fate. Generally, people, be careful. Just don't say things to people definitively when you do not have the final say. You can determine a person's fate. You can determine a person's destiny. You can determine anything. It is only God. Again, our condolences to the bereaved, the grieving family, and every other person. That will take us to the news that came out over the weekend also. The alleged mobbing to death, gang death of a Liberian in Ghana. You've been very curious. Liberians have been raising concerns. And thank you for the civility you exercise, you quieted your emotion. You didn't show any vexation, because what happened, as we've seen in other countries, back home, they will be targeting citizens of that country. We know it because history has told us. We've seen it in other countries. Once a citizen is attacked or is killed, there immediately you will see what is referred to as reprisal attack. They will start going after citizens of that country in. But you don't do that. I know when the news came up, some Ghanaians here were afraid of anything retaliatory or reprisal attack, but you did nothing. You kept your calm. And that's good. That's what you have always been, a unique citizen. You have not been known for anything of attacking other nationals whatsoever. There are a number of things Liberians have gone through. People have ill-treated Liberians, and you have never turned to any one of their citizens yet. That's good. That shows that you are not only citizens of Liberia, but you are peaceful. You are saver. You have authority that is responsible to handle such when it pops up. So thank you, Liberians. Maintain that. The Ghanaian government immediately took siege of the matter, and the government launched a full-scale investigation. Today, they released a statement. They released a statement to that. Let me share that with you. The statement: Regional Police Affairs Unit, Ghana Police Service, Post Office Box 7111, March 2nd, 2026. Press release: Police investigate death of Liberian national at Lashabi. 3 suspects arrested. This is the statement. 1. The Accra Regional Police Command is investigating the circumstances leading to the death of a 26-year-old Austin Tingbe following an incident at an apartment complex at Lashabi near Sakumono on Friday, February 27, 2026. 2. Preliminary investigations indicate that the deceased had visited his brother at the said apartment in the company of his girlfriend, but was attacked and assaulted by some residents and members of the public when the caretaker of the apartment raised an alarm that the deceased was a thief. 3. A police patrol team responding to the distress call arrived promptly at the scene, rescued the deceased, and conveyed him to the Sakumono Community Hospital for emergency medical attention. He was, however, pronounced dead on arrival by the medical officer on duty. The body has since been deposited at the Lashabi Funeral Home for preservation and autopsy. 3 suspects, namely Vincent Aseka, 38. Francis Amonzo, 44, and William Addison, 34, have been arrested and are currently in police custody, assisting with the investigations. A fourth suspect, Enoch Mensah, is currently at large, and efforts are underway to arrest him. The suspects will be put before the court today, March 2nd, Monday, March 2nd, 2026. The Accra Regional Police Command cautions the public against taking the law into their own hands. Acts of mob justice or unlawful assault are criminal offenses and undermine due process. The command urges members of the public to report any suspected criminal conduct to the police and allow lawful procedures to take their course. Signed, Ms. Juliana Obang, Superintendent, Head of Public Affairs, Accra Regional Police. This is the statement release. If you want to have it, to see it for yourself, you can go Ghana National Police, Ghana National Police, and Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, Ghana National Police. You have the statement as released. We are also told that, as you heard in the statement released by the Ghanaian government, a news conference is slated for either today or tomorrow to provide further detail on the alleged mobbing to death by those Ghanaians or individuals. The statement said 3 of them have been arrested. These are the images of the 3, and the Ghanaian police, very professional, very professional. If it was our police, you see these guys' faces raw. You see what they did, they covered their faces. Now, that is their culture. They know. These are the 3 that are in police custody and is sent to court. We'll bring you the detail of that as the trial unfolds. So that is the first talking point. Let's move to what has been happening over the time. Let's get to this. This is the next pointer we've got from Ghana. Let's go. Yeah, this is the next pointer.
The CDC, you jump to LP. Now you're running behind the Unity Party. This is not.
He said, oh, the mother died. 5 people died in the house. So I said, well, how come? His mother, his brother, his sister.
When he came to bury his son, wherever he came back with his divorce paper. Because no man should come to you and you don't ask him for divorce paper. So I saw the divorce paper with the red seal, dated, I think, June 2015. The date is in this paper. We got married. We got married on July 29, 2015. Rachel's birthday is July 27. And we're trying to get married on her birthday, but because, you have to apply and the people give you what available. So we got married in Delaware County, July 29, 2015. So we've been married for over 10 years. So we moved down to West Virginia. He fast forward, he went down to the Rhode Island. he was coming back and forth. So now he decided, he will handle all the immigration papers. I'm busy with my job. I'm busy with the military. At the same time, I'm busy with the CDC campaign. At the time, I was the DMV chapter for the CDC. We're busy about, moving the 10 Unity Party to put in a new government. So I'm busy. I'm back and forth.
Let's start with Mistress Cecilia Corn. I have conflict with her. If she can remember, she can go back there. Because like I said, I've been to her house in Virginia, so all I know she's Corn's sister, like step-sister, that's all I know. So I had a conflict where I was really going for Corn because I didn't know a lot of things about Corn. I found that he was married to Angeline. Corn back home, it was so many things going on. So I was really upset, really disturbed. So I was extremely mad. I called his mom. I could talk to his mom at that time, peace to her ashes. I was like, oh, why you didn't tell me your son married back home? I didn't know this time was home. The whole time he lied to my parents, preparing my marriage.
My name is Magdala Cooper. I'm the senior political advisor to His Excellency Joseph Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia. But I also happen to be the spouse of the Speaker. My name is Magdala Cooper. I'm the senior political advisor to His Excellency Joseph Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia. But I also happen to be the spouse of the Speaker. My name is Magdala Cooper. I'm the senior political advisor to His Excellency Joseph Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia. But I also happen to be the spouse of the Speaker. My name is Magdala Cooper. I'm the senior political advisor to His Excellency Joseph Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia. But I also happen to be the spouse of the Speaker.
Traditional marriage, other stuff he was doing back home, so he lied to my parents, because I don't want to lie to my parents. So all those things was lies. So Cecilia Park gave me the picture when I was like really posting Corn and getting upset, posting everybody. He told me about, I know everything about Angeline Corn, the house in Hotel Africa. I know about it because I was being built when I was around him.
Yeah, okay, I'm Samuel Corn Jr., elder brother to both of them. Cecilia Corn and Richard Corn.
I'm Samuel and Bracewell, husband to the sister, the younger sister.
I'm Emmanuel Corn Sr., brother to Honorable Speaker Richard Corn and Cecilia Corn.
I'm Pastor Sideon, best man, a cousin to Richard and Cecilia.
My name is Elizabeth P. Corn, sister to Honorable Richard Corn and Cecilia Corn.
My name is Lawrence M. Sherber. I'm cousin to both the Honorable Richard Corn and Cecilia Corn.
I'm not related to Richard. Richard lies a lot, and all his lies will come out today. I'm not related to Richard. When things happen, maybe he's saying it to those girls, to make them say, okay, he's free or something, but I'm not nowhere related to Richard Corn. I'll show you my birth certificate. I'll show you his birth certificate. My parents are in the U.S. His parents are dead. My father knew his dad. They were friends. And I got to know his family. But my dad was friends with his father, sister to a Nigerian man. And nowhere in my family I got Nigerian. Nowhere. My father was friends with his dad. They were friends. No, they are not related. It's not true.
When we thought that this thing that came so hard on legislative yellow machine, regime speaker, by his wife and sister, 2 in 1, another things came up. Recently, we've heard and listened to and read and talked about couple of infidelity act, loose social act by the speaker. We address the issue that came from his biological sister / wife, Cecilia Corn, as she said. We were not addressing it or looking at it from a mere perspective that he is just an ordinary person and people trying to draw his reputation in the mud. Just as we discussed Fonati Kofa, and they saw Fonati Kofa as the speaker who was engaging, as per the claims they brought against him, political infidelity, financial infidelity, all of the infidelities from those charges they brought against him, that he was not legislatively clean. He wasn't politically clean. Those claims they brought against him, and they refused to give him due process. Everybody hung on to that because of the office. And many times we said that we were not in defense of Fonati Kofa, but the office that he occupies, the way the guy went about doing it. The office is an honorable office. Fast forward, the speaker, Unity Party speaker, issue came out with his sister/wife. It subsided. That means it went down for a while. People weren't discussing it yet again. We heard that Cecilia left for the United States. She abandoned everything. She's not making any inquiry again. She's not demanding for divorce. She's not demanding for benefits. What happened, what didn't happen? It looks like discussion took place behind the scene. Yeah, before us, another one again. Look at the two incidences. Yes, the lady explaining a lot more about the speaker. Even though the other video that came out, not too clear, but they suspect that person was the speaker. And then the other one, the conversation. You can tell that is the voice of the speaker because that's how he talks. You get used to people's way of talking when you listen to them repeatedly. That's how you can mimic a person. That means you can talk like the person. Just listening to the person repeatedly, you know. If the person is talking somewhere, you say, oh, that John Josiah there. And truly, if you went there, you'll see a John Josiah talking because the voice, just part of your memory. We cannot have a speaker in all of these infidelity acts, not respecting the office, not good for his name to be in widespread and chronic infidelity. It is not right. No one against Richard Coon, and nobody will be against Richard Coon. They carry honorifics. Honorific means the honor they put on them. They say honorable. And honorability goes with distinctiveness. You are exempt in your conduct. You are different. You are never who you were prior to ascending to that office. Once you have ascended to that office, you can do the playboy thing that you were doing. You can be a speaker, you running behind every brown, blue, green, and yellow skirt to have sex with them. You can be a speaker. You just putting out money, buying car. Look what the lady said, the Mercedes Benz. So you see how government officials then use our money. Buy cars. When we're telling you in Ellen's administration, we saw the thing. We saw the thing. Most of the ladies in this time, their own house, apart from the ones that labor for their money and build their house, the other ones, the government officials. That's why you see, you will never find them off government offices calling government officials say, let me this place. It's not right. It's not a decent thing for the office that he occupies. Every 2-3 days, the speaker, region speaker in a one, region speaker with the other woman come out with this. What kind of man? Every now and then women coming out on your name with different things. Oh, come on, man. Sorry to say, please accept it, but you must be a nasty guy. Because only nasty people do that. The really other woman complaining on you. Tomorrow the other woman complaining. The other woman coming out with different things. Hey, man. They're not moral there. That's not moral. That's being loose and nasty. They're not moral. Yesterday, you people were so strong, were so critical and vocal on your colleagues. Now that you people succeeded, you came in as Rescue Clean. Rescue Clean cannot show the irony of Rescue Daddy. Rescue Clean cannot show the irony of Rescue Daddy. Rescue Clean must remain Rescue Clean. You lambasted, you condemned, you were critical of your colleagues in the past. Here you are. You are speaker. Every now and then, you are not involved with anything but women affairs. If this place, if this government was a serious, standard place, chief, the only option you have is to stand down. And this is grave enough. But it will not be. No one wishing that you move from there. But you ought to conduct yourself right as a speaker chief. Nobody against you. We lambasted you when you were in that thing. Once you did what was right, and we started calling you speaker, all the way we used to use all kinds of words on you. Because that's what goes with such a situation. We say when it is done right, if you are elected, we'll not be using all those things. We'll drop all those words, descriptions, and refer to you as speaker. And when you people did the right thing, and we'll refer to you, and we can call you Speaker Richard Kuhn. We call you speaker because you are the speaker. You are the 10th most powerful person. No one is against you, Richard Kuhn, and nobody should think that we're against Richard Kuhn. No, it is not about Richard Kuhn as a person. It is about the office that Richard Kuhn occupies. It is not right. Every now and then your name in this, the other woman coming up, you did, your other one coming up, then they get one other one, the speaker, they say that the speaker causing bad way. Amen. Then they say, oh, that the woman for cause. So even if the woman for cause you know that you higher than that woman in any aspects of life. You know your status alone. Your status alone. So when a woman calls, does it give you right as speaker to cause that way too? It shows that there is no refinement. You get a position, but no refinement. You have not changed from your playboy attitude. You're using the office to do it the more. It's not good for the office. When you excel to a certain level, you drop all the petty things then. You drop it. You can use your office as speaker in a kind of thing. When you expect the guys that are around you, they will do the same thing. They have many guests and too sorry to say no disrespect to them. They don't want to do anything good because they know that once they come around you will chunk 1,500, 2,000. So they kind of yo, my rent is. Oh, I get my rent expire. Oh, I need this, I need that. And you will take it as an opportunity now to financially and socially weaponize that lady. So no problem, I will take care of it. Just call me. Call me. I will be off work by 4 o'clock. I will be at XYZ. Call me. Let's talk. Amen. Not good for his name to be in such a widespread and chronic thing. It's chronic. Anything that is done repeatedly is chronic. You can do without it. You people are behind. The guys from the previous government, you call them all kinds of names. You give all kinds of descriptions to them. You saw them as bad people, as not clean people. Rescue comes in, rescue clean. Yet rescue is showing the irony, rescue dirty. Because it's a dirty act. You can do that. Oh, I would like the white people, man. What? In the kind of thing? That white speaker will resign. Will resign. Because you desecrated the office. You desanctified the office. You brought the office of the speaker into disrepute. You made the office of the speaker a laughing stock. You made the office of the speaker the girl's den. My man, stop that thing. You big ball, man. Rachel, you big ball. You speaker. You in long cover, Serene carrying you everywhere. Then you still playing out small ball, play ball thing. That thing should be for the other people now at your level. And see what Mandela couple and I, she can't say I'm the spies to the speaker again. Because the thing that came up. And here is it. His parliamentary colleagues and his Unity Party supporters know that it is undesirable. But none of them have the guts. None of them have the balls. None of them have the spine to say anything to him. And you know why all of this is happening? Because yesterday they demonstrated, they developed bitter, satanic heart and executed satanic plans against CDC people. So that God exposing them. So that how God can expose you. When you lie, when you just develop evil plan against people, God can use simple thing to expose you. Your name can be in all the things. Look at your name is not in the media for anything else besides woman business. Woman business. At least if your name was in the media for other things, I say, oh yeah, people discuss it from a political standpoint. And sometimes we might defend you in some of the things if we see the need for that, and if there is a substance for that. But your own speakership, that's your woman business. Woman, look at the things that have been coming on over the weekend. You're listening to all the things that you're saying, your wife's view. Listen to the ladies. But why did they receive that money? Was it 5,000 or 10,000? He said he went inside, he brought the money. He get everything in your heart. He listen to your speaker bragging. Why did they collect? She collected the Mercedes Benz, eh? Liberia. But yeah, look, listen, my guys, you just know how to do it. These people, Unity Party people, they get money. They get money. You eat their money. You feed on them. Eh? You don't jab them, oh. You don't jab them. You eat them. All the Unity Party lawmakers there, Unity Party people there. Eh? When they say they want don't get vexed. You know, I did, and that kind of person. No. Just play your card well. Eh? Where you eat their money. If you won't pay your lay house, they will be willing to do it for you. They get money. And you see all the people there, all the Unity Party people, the ones that did not have, the ones that were renting throughout, they were in Ellen government, they didn't pay house. They were after the same playboy thing. That's why they were fighting at all costs. When Bouaka said that he wasn't in a good bill of health to run as president, they felt discouraged. They persuaded Bouaka to the core because they knew that the only face that could challenge Bouaka, that could challenge Weah, was Bouaka. So they persuaded Bouaka, but Bouaka told them that he didn't want to run. He cited his health condition They know that. All of them, none of them can tell me a lie. We saw it here. And JJC into Liberia. Because they wanted to get life. Today, 99.9% of those United Party people who were renting the building, their house, go around the building. The ones that are living in hotel, they're living in a hotel, they've bought land and the building the same way. So, my man Moses Carter used to say, let's leave it right there. So I leave it right there. But it's not a good thing. Bad image for the speaker, man. And his guy, ego. When I think in the next world we'll really have legislature like we see in other countries. So I think in the next world we'll really see a strong, vibrant legislature. This thing in other countries with the speaker, then what? He will turn dry in 2 days. But the guys here, they are accomplices to all of these things. They are accomplices. Meaning, they support it. They see it as nothing. Nothing. When Cecilia Kun came up with her stuff, and they went back in, they said that private affairs. They said that the main private affair. Lawmakers, or the people who you call lawmakers, the people you elected, you say that educated people, they were saying that the man's private affairs because he's speaker. Anybody who comes to the public space, you don't have anything called private affairs. And you see us, I told you last week, all of us are honorable, all of us in the public space. Nothing private about us. When something happened to a given journalist, when you hear these politicians, they're spreading it here and there. They're writing all kinds of things on Facebook. They're saying all kinds of things. They're going unruly. And we respect that. We respect their views because we are in the public space. There's nothing private about us. We don't have to be government official. All of us. If I do something funny, everybody say, oh, that's Sam Andrew. That man I can be on King's FM. They'll be talking all kind of things about the government. Oh, yeah, they will spray it like wildfire. Because when you excel to certain position, integrity becomes your ultimate guide. You can't compromise it. The speaker, given what we've heard, what we've read, what we've watched, no integrity. He compromised the office. He desecrated the office. He desanctified the office. Who respects that place called Speaker Office? Fonati Kofa were there. Before Fonati Kofa, all the speakers that were there, we never heard the kind of thing on there. Not a single. Give me one speaker. One speaker before Rachel Kun came. All the guys that serve as speaker, give me one. There, you have the Cecilia Paul will come and say she wants that votes. And this, their dad. Angeline will come. Precious will come. Catherine will come. All of them coming. Who you ever saw doing that? Which speaker? Only the speaker. Only this United Party regime speaker. And it's not about how he feels or his people feel. It is about the country. These things are going out. We're in the world of technology. These things are being spread all around the world. People are taking them serious. When people report these things, they're spreading these videos. People discussing Liberia speaker. It's in this, it's in that. And they're going, they're talking from one end to another, from one woman to another, bringing claim against him. Yeah? It has a serious impact on the country. It's not about partisanship. You have to look at your speaker and tell him, tell Yellow yellow representative. Tell him, my man, stop this thing. Calm down. Yeah, man. Stop that. It's not good at all, my man. You speaker, you wanted a speakership. You get a speakership now. That you turn a speakership into a hotel, a motel. You wanted a speakership. You think the speakership that just to get seven, you running all around? No, it goes with responsibility. All right, let's go with this one. You got to drop that, chief. You have to drop that. Drop it. In a one. Tomorrow, you might will hear another lady calling and say, yeah, I say, man, I lover boy speaker. Lover boy speaker. So let me share this one with you from Cloud Hope Foundation, the office of the former First Lady, the Liberal Council of Churches. They went there, and yeah, what the foundation posted, a short statement. CHF, City of Hope Academy, thanks to the Liberian Council of Churches for visiting our facility in Mangibi County. We had a fruitful meeting with Reverend Dr. Chris Toh, Secretary General, Reverend Signa Stephen, First Vice President, and Reverend Melvin Kennedy, Good Governance Coordinator of the Council of Churches. We look forward to your support for our kids. Together, we will make the future for these underprivileged kids. So, what they say, Unity Party Ombudsman in Songna Wahala. All right. Oh, is it market women protesting in Maryland County over the increment in different kinds of products? But the people say everything okay now. Yeah, GMB. So all the people who were praising the LEC boss, they were even hoping that LEC goes or electricity goes for 10 minutes. They will write on Facebook, that LEC go now, at least for 30 minutes, 1 hour. The praising the LEC guy, when we said that's because of dry rain season. Dry season, you will see. No LEC manager has ever navigated or sailed through successfully dry season. No LEC manager. But what I do know, since I've been on earth in Liberia, every LEC manager that came would sound very, very motivated, will give assurance that it will be better, and all of them arrive dry rain season. All of them arrive rain season. Dry season, we saw their ineffectiveness. Today, nobody can boast, nobody can brag, nobody can put their neck on the chopping board for LEC again. All the people who were their supporters will run from one radio station to another. Say President Bwaka beat former president. We are in electricity. Electricity is consistent. Where is it today? Where is it? On and off. They are hoping that we get in rain season in a couple of weeks. Then it will be consistent. All right. That's it. So let's go to the line. Amen. Let's go to the line 077 23 9933 0886 44 97 0777 9803 75. The women's line 0777 980375. Hello.
Yeah, how are you, Andrew?
Yeah, fine.
How you coming off, man?
Fine.
Okay, I'm Bridget. You know the story about Saul and David? The story about Saul and David. That's what is wrong with this government. It was Saul, all what David did for Saul, under his own son Nathan. So Nathan asked him, what so much David has done to you, and you want to kill him. And all the good that David did for Saul. Saul hunted David up to the battlefield. The Bible says, one of Saul's soldiers, his children, none of them ended back to the party. So this is what happened to God. Every evil plan, all will disclose them. And it is God that set this battle. We will not know that God who gone. But it is God who hold this gun for us. It is God. I believe the Bible so much. It is God. All that joy we are doing for Baka. Baka is fucking him. But then remember, what happened with Saul and his people. At the end of the party. Thank you. May God bless you. The Lord guide to your station there.
Amen. Amen. Oh. Amen. Okay. What's happening with the women's line? I think I have to take. Hello.
Hello, Sadu.
Hello.
Sadu, hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
This is about to call for Jikota Ria.
Let's hear you. Let's hear you.
The white talking, any woman come by again, that 2009 woman come by. The military says that was the man will defend, the man will defend the man because what happened is that your simple thing, women will flirt on you, and you big man. So they force you to be a seeker. All the things that are coming on is true, but still the first thing, not anything you will say, we're looking up to God. All we know in the broad that we are coming back. Thank you so much. In Jesus' mighty name.
Amen. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yep.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, my name is Mohammed Dolfana Jr. But I joined the conversation from the Japan Speedway. You know, I very, enjoy your elaboration of this program. Sometimes some people, what you said from the first topic about Solomon George, it is not good, to see your friend human being and just make reckless statement on that person. Solomon George,
my man, I only said that thing. No,
hello?
Chief. I said it was just a general caution. It's not for anybody to come because I know you'll start saying all kinds of things and putting politics in it. I just thought to caution against. That's why I said general caution goes for everybody. We who media people, social people, just everybody in life. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, this is Solomon Car, and that way quite terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are right. When we are saying these things, people think it says somebody is against some government or some kind of speaker. The guys, we have speak up, and he's a speaker of he's supposed to be the speaker of the Republic of Liberia. So when anything ugly come on him, it depends on us in one order because it deals our character and our country. So that's why we are speaking on it. That's why we have always said that if the president is responsible for reaching and ready to admit although he's separate from government, but he is a policy of government. So he's not doing that. And I'm going to be there. Hey, so I didn't for Sony Google. How can you be a man that got married everything? Woman penny are all evil. I do the right thing. Oh, the guy need to stand on in our house and make sure everything our house do bring some sanity to our house, because what is happening is not really okay. So again, thanks to the guy for their visit. We hold the visit in good faith. Let them do the right thing. I don't know what their discussion, but we hope they'll be able to talk about with their whosoever, making sure that the right thing is done so that Liberian children can live in peace and learn. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Carr, have a nice day. Sorry, the women in your line developed a problem, but I think we have activated it. So we can go. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yep.
Sir.
Yeah.
The group will get a parable. They will fight already. The position in which the Senate, they know they made a good fighter. That man, he start of serious man, an irresponsible man. Sent to Benin Liberia, they think that happen. Their regime, it ever happened before. But nothing good going on. Nobody defending the masses. They dare dancing with the devil. Anything the devil says, they approve for it. They are not serious. These are serious. No serious comment yet. And people being in power, at least they've been trying their best. But that's all they came out. Thank you.
All right. Let's go. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sanju.
Good afternoon.
Yes, it's Roba calling for your service. Sanju, thank you very much. Sanju, more speaker after I was speaker. All the things that are going on. Nobody needs to be saying, before Timor, you were former UN Navy, in all kinds of things to say about it, but no record and no proof. But they all people that they force the point power. Everything that going on now we the opposition say no. But the women there, the women that are married to the one that is betrayed, the one that is frustrated, all the problem that going on, and your second on radio and speak. Now nobody put one in your phone. But all kinds of things to say about but now one day they show proof. Because we have a competent speaker and a speaker that wear etiquette and know how to perform. And the speaker will have in a type of no evidence. But they are who to say what they put there. See that there's grace. See that there's grace and the speaker bringing in the country here. They are procrastinating and saying get speaker. Some of us say you are one with a quorum. My brother, any bad thing the speaker do, they say yes, you want to talk but you don't move the speaker for them. And secondly, the council of churches, they went to that place, little. The reason I say little, they sat down here because they know why it's going now. And we told them, say that, CDC parliament, you break down. But any attempt to go for a cloud barrier, we are, then we don't want you going for. Then they go say, then for that 10 with S. And the reason is now, they're going there because they know now what we're reaching now, and the finishing part we're reaching. If they come to try anything, we're going to go for to that because if we're going to see, everyone is no. We can't send on here for the country to try to chaos. So if you let us, all they want to go for the, if you let us, ever say you should have talked, but you're not talk. Well, go now, now you want to now because I know they meant damage in the country now. So thank you very much.
All right. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you for having me on your land. And the whole topic is interesting. Reason being that it matters for our country. And going after Weah and our foundation.
No. Now, I don't know anything about Weah and foundation. I only said the Liberal Council of Churches. The foundation issue a statement that the Liberal Council of Churches went there to visit them and they look forward to working with the council for the children.
Samo,
yeah.
If your child is going to that school, what will you suggest? And you'll be happy or be mad? Yeah. So that's why I wanted to drop to that conversation. Then the one that concern our brother in Ghana. You know, I watched the video, I listened to so many media carrying it on the social media. It really breaks my heart.
because Ghanaians have been living in our country here for so many years. Nobody has ever go after them. But we can record so many things that Ghanaians have done to our Liberians that live in Ghana. We love Ghana. Ghana don't love us. So at the end of the day, what happened yesterday or day before yesterday, it really breaks my heart, and I want to extend my sympathy to the family of the Austin. Yeah. So when it comes to the yellow machine, la Shure. The Shure mean that.
All right. No, I talk about yellow machine, man.
I'm true.
No, but the one I thought that the one you must comment on. Yeah. Every talk show get the topics. Yeah. Yeah. We're finishing with that yellow machine. Yeah, your entire hearing a yellow machine. Yeah. Yeah. You like hearing yellow, eh? You like hearing yellow and yellow machine?
You know what happened? Because I get former president, we have post on my son here the whole profile. So I go see the yellow machine and say, that yellow machine they put them go what yellow for? Wow, now I even dream about having yellow machine in our country. So I want me to talk about it. You want my post right here. Yo, you want my poster right here. I'm looking at it. Yellow machine, your PRC, they spoke back. All the title things. And even when you receive the Ballon d'Or a year, everything a year when you met Nelson Mandela a year, when Madame Celisa was saying near his wife, because during the inauguration, Madame Celisa didn't sit beside Weah.
All right.
And said, yeah. So that wanted me to bring about the yellow machine. I'm sorry for not allowing the topic to how they call it, but I'm a thought.
Yeah. At least you satisfy you talk yellow machine, eh?
I thought the yellow machine.
Don't hang on yellow machine like that machine cardboard representative.
For us, edition well, not blue.
Okay, all right. That representative, machine board. That one and a cardboard. The machine board. Let's review of the comments. Royal always right? Regime speaker can do anything as his master has broken all of our laws, insulted our Supreme Court, flogged lawmakers, sacking citizens, and went scot-free. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
G-Spanner.
Yeah, G-Spanner. What's up? What the G's there? Let's hear it.
G-Spanner, you are hearing it for now. I'm telling you. The G-Spanner,
you'll be on different level while we are also all the G's pass by you.
No, they're not G-Spanner. They forget you, Baba. You think they break your community? So I want to ask now, what was in my five? What is it today?
What?
All the things are coming up. But they take it out here and say, I get is the message will go do X, Y, Z. Let it wait here. I don't want to what they pass will more say, and the part of the speaker of the people of Liberia, just taking American series.
But the woman, yeah, say so.
My name is Magdalena Cooper. I'm the senior political advisor to the President Joseph Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia.
All that thing that let you get it. Can you imagine saying? Because certain speaker of Republic of Liberia is something of female.
No, and you said the G's pass by you. Look how you want to try me. You said the G pass by you, but you talking you.
Oh God, it's so sad, man. It's so sad. What they put me? They say.
The Playboy speaker. G's partner, you there? You on the line? Your line sticking. Hello? You stay there, Masisi? You have to change your location, your line sticking. Yeah. The network not too favorable today. Tobasi says seditions jumping ship to the Unity Party-led government. You have to be careful because Joe Boakai and Unity Party leadership don't forgive, and your life could be in danger. Be careful. Seditions. Rita Hard, right now, Magdala, don't talk cause she's embarrassed, man. That John Palm or waste on John Rice. Hello.
Hi, Andrew.
Yep.
I'm preaching Omina Bell. Okay. What I want to say is that when a man comes to oath, he gave an oath the devil in front of God. So I rather deal with the devil to get this sick. So what becomes of the agents? How will become of the angel that around him? He will do the same thing. But remember, the time of God is coming closer to them. God will show them that He is the God of heaven. God will show them He is the God of heaven. Even the devil respect God. And they don't respect God. God will bring them that into the food. The epic disgrace and shame will come upon them. God bless your station. God bless you. God protect your family. And God bless your station from the hands of the evil.
All right. Thank you too, Chief. Thank you. Matthew Cholople, if Liberia was a serious country by now, Richie Cohn should be out of that speaker position. Victoria Ade, I don't understand we Liberians to date. Why Liberians leave Liberia and invest in Ghana? Why they have Liberians? Liberia is better. Regard, political drama. But leaving, I show you are referencing Austin situation. No, not investment. Perry Slobot, President George Manning Weah is coming back. Let them continue to say President Weah is not coming back. Let them continue to swear themselves. They are not God. All right, let's have this break. Where is it? Let's have this break. Then we move. Weah returns to the presidency 2029. Let's have this break. Let's break. Where is my guy? Let's go with this guy. Oh, I like this song. Yes. Let's go. Where is my guy, man? Where is my guy? Let's go. But let's take this one first. Then we'll go. Hello. Cut off the radio. Cut off the radio. Cut off the radio.
Hello.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Fine.
Yeah, that's what I want George really has to talk about.
No, I'm talking about Solomon George.
Okay. I wanted to say something about it, but you're not talking on it.
No, but and you talk about Solomon George this morning, and Israel talk about it. You had your say.
I was waiting for you to call, so I didn't
I didn't call.
No, I talk about Solomon Joe. I only advise people not to look at people in life and say they one will never happen or my dead body and all the kind of things.
They get it to the president who says Rebecca win, he won't die. So I mean, that is topic there.
All right.
Okay, there I soon started to the board, the board are dying in Ghana.
Yeah, Austin.
Yeah, I feel sorry. I'm so sorry. I feel that people must take control. They must what you call.
Yeah.
As the president, when I carry no hard talk to the people, let everything do. And I talk to them.
Who the president when I carry hard talk now? Why you say so?
Maybe people depressing in my hand, you want to say something
So,
bad.
you know him for giving loose talk, eh?
And because God can make new land.
So in the 1 hour, what did he was say?
You say one of people because you can send people from the Ghana can send it like home from third more day or so this day. Yeah, they can send people home, but once I talk about one to be there, but people say that they forget it. They can send it like spread it like you able to do anything in your own home that time to get something. But anyway, that's how let's go.
All right, Mama.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a nice Monday. All right. So let's go. Weah returns 2029. But let me inject this. Let me dismiss this thing that Ta Wongwe, Representative Ta Wongwe. It doesn't say when you are representative or senator or just government official, you know it all, and whatever you said, it makes sense. It's all but fair your use. Just say what you have to say, then using CDC or referencing CDC. It does not make sense. Most of you are not consistent. Representative Ta Wongwe took on criticizing his colleagues for going to praise sing Yellow One, Joseph Yema Boakai. He said it was wrong, it was a disgrace. His colleagues reduced the legislature to nothingness because they went and praised sing Yellow One, Joseph Yema Boakai. Why he is entitled to his opinion and did express his opinion, but he stooped so low, which it seems many of Liberia's so-called politicians, if they don't reference CDC or use CDC or see CDC as the means by which their write out or their statement can have substance. It does not make sense. It only shows that you are limited intellectually. Even though he's somewhat salted, after criticizing the people, then he goes on to say he had a fruitful meeting with Joe Boakai because they told him, man, what you wrote, what you said about the yellow machine, it reached the president, and you have to meet the president so you can talk as a president of God. The first country I've ever seen lawmakers together with other people can be so hard to see president, as if the president are God, the president that should be trimly, that should have that fear for the judiciary, the legislature. Instead, the president is the one that people worship in this country. No reason why we have imperial presidency. So let me just read a couple of lines where he tried bringing CDC in, and that is completely wrong. He said this week, members of the Liberian House of Representatives abandoned their constitutional duty to don yellow and rain praises on the president for the arrival of the yellow machines. This was simply shameful. What a disgrace to a group that should be providing oversight. Shame on you all who went. Let's be clear. Our job as lawmakers is not to be cheerleaders for the executive. It is to provide check and balance, to hold power to account, and to protect the interests of Liberians. When we trade the responsibility for photo ops and political pageantry, we degrade not only the dignity of this institution, but the very promise of our democracy. Once the one he referenced CDC, a paragraph should go to. So, okay. Yes, he said, we have been here before. We have been here before, and we have seen this movie before. During the CDC era, sycophants, meaning that CDC people, those who were buried were sycophants. That's how he described them. During the CDC era, sycophants who supported that regime were jollying in red berets. And we saw what happened in 2023. Some have forgotten how an uncontested speaker for 6 years was whooped massively, referencing a buffer streamer, until he was confused. Populism without accountability has a short self-life. So here's my emphasis. He said, during the CDC era, sycophants who supported the regime were jollying in red berets and saw what happened in 2023. What he simply said was CDC people were in red beret. Those who wear red berets were disorganized people, were people who were praising the same way, and a lot more. So here is it to the 1%, the 1% leader representative. Most of these guys, if you guys can tailor your politics well, many of you will only have first experience. You will not go back. Yeah, it's it. Everybody knows it today. Liberia culture, politically and legislatively, is one of the dullest cultures of the world from an African perspective and global perspective. 1, 2. Wearing beret is parliamentary. It's the offspring of a political party. If you're used to it, you're exposed to it, it cannot be the reason for lambasting those who know about it and those who wear it. Wearing beret is a parliamentary culture. It may not be universal, but it is a culture parliamentarily. Most countries, most African countries, most North, South. Go to Zimbabwe, check out the Zimbabwe parliament. Go and check out the South African parliament, and on, where it evolves from their party. It is only in Liberia that the people don't know. They used to it. They used to that same normal thing. You just go, you yell whole day in. But you see other cultures, they wear that. In fact, they use it, or they wear the bearer normally representing their party. Why CDC beret wearing hurting you so much, as if nobody should wear beret in Liberia? Sorry to say, but let me impute this sentiment. The stupidest and dullest thing I have ever seen. How can people who claim to be educated don't know political relativism, parliamentary relativism? How you wear? If you can't do it and you're used to it, You know how to approach woman. Your friend know how to approach. Your friend approach. Then you say, your friend ain't do this. Your friend ain't do that. Your inability to be exposed. First thing, tell one way. No, 1%. I don't think that you're going back in that place. It was not the wearing of beret that defeated CDC. Look at the margin, chief. Look at the margin. Beret wearing a normal thing. And you seditious, you continue to wear your beret everywhere at any time. Let it hurt them more. You continue. You put bad feeling in them because it hurting them. You wear your beret anywhere, anytime, any day. It is not a crime. It is not a violation. What they did by wearing yellow to fall at the feet of Joseph Yema Boakai and worship him. He pretended. It is the same thing for him. He did not wear yellow, but he does not have the gust to raise the issue of what the legislature, particularly the House of Representatives, ought to do about those yellow machines. Everyone that is sitting out there, they're happy for development because of the expression they use in development. How dull of a people call yourself legislators. You will just sit and say you're happy for development without checkmating. The president ought to give a full report on everything, that yellow machine. That will include the distribution, the maintenance, the every other thing. Why the legislators, particularly the representatives, must raise that and have that on their respective decks and going to their respective districts. They have development oversight. What if the citizens raise concern and say, we want to know, we have 15 machines, but please give us a breakdown of this, of how the machine got into the country, how we're going to, everything. Give us a breakdown. What can you say? You say we want development, you ain't want it, we send it back. Then you see where CDC beret. If you can do it, you see the South African Parliament. You see how the people dress. Go in other parliaments around the world. Those of you who have smartphones, you ask for it. Beret wearing in Parliament. There were many of the parliaments around the world. That normal thing, normal. That's the culture. That's the parliamentary culture. The boy wear beret, you vest. They're wearing the beret, you vest. You should be mad. You should be suffering from dementia. It was not the wearing of beret that defeated CDC in 2029. No, look at the margin. You call yourself educated people. You look at the margin and you look at what the National Elections Commission did. Look at the margin. The poor wore beret, but look at the margin. You did not wear beret. United Party did not wear anything called beret, but look at the margin. Moreover, United Party not wearing beret. Look at how the country looking. United Party people, for you to sit down over there, you tell 1% leader Alexander Comey representative to sit down. Oh, you sitting down over there. To look at your speaker, to look at regime speaker and tell him drop this infidelity, it messing up our office. You see, CDC people, they ain't wearing beret, but they engaging into infidelity act. They engaging into nasty playboy act. You sitting down there, you don't have the guts and the spine to look at Rachel Kuhn and say, stop this thing. And you sitting under Rachel Kuhn as the presiding officer. Then you turn to CDC and say, CDC wore beret, and you saw what happened in 2023. 2023 elections was tampered with. We maintain the National Elections Commission tampered with it, and we gave one of several reasons. They created a mystery character in Edward Appleton that right after the election, Boakai rewarded him, gave him ambassadorial position. Edward Appleton was never residing in this country for all those years. Edward Appleton came as a mystery character dropped from heaven, got into cahoot with the National Elections Commission. Edward Appleton in the Southeast will get substantial votes. Everywhere he was getting substantial votes. When Alexander Cummings was here, more years, many years ahead of Edward Appleton. Nobody in this country knew Edward Appleton. Edward Appleton comes from the blue sky. He's getting 40,000 votes, 300,000 votes, 9,000. All his number was just staggering. And people didn't open their eyes. But the National Elections Commission, people within the National Elections Commission knew what was happening. People within Unity Party knew what was happening. Look at the margin. It was not Barrett that defeated CDC. Why your party can wear their own Barrett? The ANC. Tell ANC people, okay, you can wear Barrett. That's good. But so, what are you doing now? What are you doing? Nothing extra. I see you, man. So Weah returns to the presidency 2029. Weah returns to the presidency 2029. We're not putting anything on 200 years. Those who opting for 200 years is up to them. We are only moving with a focus on 2029. That's all. 2029. That's our focus. We don't want 200 years because the only God can give 200 years. The focus is 2029 because 2029, as our Constitution provides, will be the next election. That's all. See, nothing more, nothing less. We don't need 200 years. We only need to keep our focus on 2029. 2029 is the finish line. Those who want to stay in power for 200 years, they can stay. But here is it. As we head to 2029, former President George Weah is not bothering anybody. It's not against anybody. Does not have anything of malice against anybody. Not even Bouakai he has malice against. His concentration is doing what is right as he gradually heads towards 2029. The people from the other side are the ones who are concentrating on him. And because they are concentrating on former President Weah, leaving their responsibility and making Weah their project, they are experiencing all kinds of stuff. Those who say that George Weah will never, God stands with George Weah. You want to be mindful. If you say George Weah will never, that God in heaven can decide. The people can say never belongs to God. Meaning don't say never. That God can say never. When God said never, it's never. But man can say never, and it is never, never. So you're getting it again. We're sounding it again. Former President George Weah, as the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia provides, 2029, for balloting, he returns to the presidency. Nobody should get discouraged. As a matter of truth, there is no comeback without defection. There is no comeback without cleansing. People will have to leave. too many incidents or instances in this world. People left before they experience real life. Moreover, it is biblical. If it is biblical, then the reality has it that it is possible. Some people will have to leave you. And all those people that left George Weah, they are not strong enough 2029 to do anything. They can't take votes from George Weah. In fact, they will suffer setback. Watch it. You will see it. You will say that those people only went to eat Joe Boaga money. They themselves, by the electoral vote, will not get the win. Majority of those people who are lambasting continue to lambast. Continue to do what you're doing. 2029, before you can even reach 2029, you put everything against you. Many people think because they are defected from George Weah, so there is every possibility that things going to work for them is going to be a walk in the park. They are already walking into heaven. Some of you will get the shock and you will sit down and say, if I had known, I would not have said this. I would not have done this. People have to leave you. God sanctioned that. If certain people don't leave you, your life can move forward. There are certain people, as they are around you, your life will continue to retrogress. You think that you are making progress, but you are only revolving. Until they leave, or when they leave, you see the door just open and that cozy breeze flows in and opportunities starts to flow. And then you say, oh, so that this person is holding my destiny. Yes. That's why when people leave your life, though from a human perspective, you tend to worry about it. It bothers you. But you got to shake yourself off and say it's good that it happened. That's why former President Weah is not battered. He's not bold. He's not concerned about people who have left. In fact, even now, if anybody decides to leave, former President Weah will not bother. Have you seen him say anything of people who have left? He respects people's right. They have to go. When you reach the point in life that you can do without certain people, you will never ever experience or make a comeback. People who will leave you, they will think by their absence you can do nothing. It is only when you can say to yourself, it is well, meaning you can go, that you strengthen yourself to move forward. Defection is normal. People left Jesus. People left Paul. People left Timotheus. People left Epaphroditus. It's normal. People defected from kings in the days of old. But what happened? They started to triumph. They started to move from one level to another. You have to let certain people live your life. You don't get jitter. Don't get jitter when people live your life. When you think you can't exist without them, then truly you will not advance. Not a single day have you heard former President Weah raise any concern about a person that has left. It is against that backdrop that some of the people say, oh, the men are get down. Oh, the men are get down. Oh, the men, where God? That's in the made a part of it. Oh, the men got leadership ability. A leader, don't worry when a person decides to leave. A leader respects a person's decision. Only the ruler would need that person because that person is everything to him or her. So when the person leaves, he cannot stand on his own or on her own. What is former President Weah doing? He's making progress. Significant progress. What are they doing? They're only going around showing how divisive they are by blasting, saying he's this, he's not that, stooping so low. It is a curse. Leaving a person that you were part of, you enjoy, you profited, you got everything, you are part of almost all of the decisions making, you are part of things that or decisions that were taken were not right, and you supported it even though you know that those decisions were not right, but you supported it, you profited, just everything. And then you come back and lambast that person. Curse. It goes with curse. That's why God, who created all, he said that you don't leave a person and say all manner of things against that person. It returns. It comes back to haunt you. It comes back to haunt you. The only way any one of these guys, diabolical heart, will ever affect George Weah, except he did something to them. But all of them sat on the dining table. All of them sat on the political table. All of them. George Weah demonstrated clear heart with humility and respect for each and every one of them. Turning their back on him as Judas turned his back on Jesus. What did you say? What did you see Jesus do? Jesus did not blast Judas Iscariot. No, he did not. The only difference between President Weah and Jesus' situation, Jesus said it before. He said, one of you will betray me. But after Judas betrayed, Jesus did not say anything. Jesus respected his position and let him go. What happened? We saw the curse. We saw the curse. I'm not comparing former President George Weah with Jesus, but I'm comparing the two saints, and you can draw unique characteristics or parallel between the two. The difference between the two saints, former President Weah did not say anybody going to betray me. Jesus said someone here will betray me. When Judas Iscariot betrayed Jesus, Jesus did not say anything. What happened? We saw the curse. He hung himself because his conscience was not clear. Everybody that left former President Weah, from that day till now, you've not heard him say anything against any one of them. When God gets ready, you know how you're going to be? Let me leave that. I just share with you the curse. That is what they call curse. Your conscience will never leave you right. You will never have peace. You know the length of time? No, please get it. It was not Judas Iscariot betraying, leaving Jesus at 4:30 p.m. Then he hung himself at 5 p.m. No. We are talking about months yet. There was a long gap in between. What we have before us called that Bible, this is not Bible study, but we use because the Bible is leadership too. What we have is a summary of everything. There was a length in between. Judas Iscariot lived with that thing for a long period. His conscience was not clear. They did not. Judas Iscariot did not betray Jesus today, and then they carry him the same moment to go. Before he went to be executed, and he went on trial, and he went through different things. Look at the time interval. All that time, his conscience was not serving him right. The curse soon befell him. He hung himself. That's what the curse is. The only way any one of these men will have a point against former President Weah, except former President Weah had grudge against them. The fact that he opened up to them, he brought them, he opened up to them, he humbled himself, he created opportunities, he made them that today they are men and women. They turn around to pay him with evil. Only God knows. But from a political perspective, they are not forced against George Weah 2029. They cannot campaign vigorously against George Weah 2029 and make impact. Every person who betrays, it's just a matter of time before he betrays the next person. Every person who betrays is not a person to be trusted, because that is the person's intrinsic self, meaning that is the person's inner soul. That is the person right there. The person can do it at any time to anybody. Hence, the person loses credibility. People will be skeptical. And that's why you people have to be very mindful with these people. You have to be mindful with them. A person who betrays is a betrayer forever, except that person repent. All of the people who betray people, watch their ending. So, people, former President George Weah returns to the presidency 2029. Returns to the presidency 2029. Nothing and nobody. We're not going to say like the late G. Henry Andrews said, but we are convinced, we are sure, because we are involved. We appreciate our work, the impact, and we are convinced that the message is not only resonating, but the people are ready. If elections were 2027, Joseph Iman Boakai is OUT. The people are ready. Let's watch. Let's watch. Everything is working for the good of former President George Weah. If any United Party person would think that it is not possible for Weah to come back, continue to listen to your Unity Party people with Weah not coming back, and as you do, you will get yourself in something, because, listen, they are not God. They are not God, not at all. They have their own limitations, their own weakness. They are not God. They can't stop anybody. I told you people, the only two persons can stop George Weah. Only two persons can prevent George Weah. Only two persons can stop George Weah. Only two persons can stop George Weah. And these are the two persons, God and George Weah himself. God and George Weah. Only George Weah can stop George Weah. Only God. And even as that, God will not come out readily and say you're not contesting. He will give George Weah reasons why. The second person is George Weah. Only George Weah can prevent George Weah. And George Weah is not willing to back off on anything 2029. So, Unity Party knows that they have a force before them. They know that they have a wall that they cannot break. They know that they have before them the rock that they can crack. And so they are trying, they are thinking what to do. They are trying, they are thinking what to do, but it's difficult. Even when they come this way, it can't stay, change, or discourage anything, even if they came this way. Even if they came that way, it can change, it can stop the people from voting former President George Weah, because that's what they're depending on. When they say Weah is not coming by, he will never come to the presidency. They're depending on the military might, the police might, the immigration might, all of the might, but it can never stop. There is the greatest might of all might, the people. When the people resolve, you can do nothing about it. You can do nothing. And the people have only but one name with a resolved decision: George Weah. Take it for a joke. Take it for a joke. By the time we hit 2027, all of you Unity Party people will start reaching the point of the thing we're looking. It's zero now. It's getting zero. It's getting zero. That's how you people will be thinking and what you people will be saying. Let's hit 2029, 2027. And you see 2026, I looking. You don't see nothing yet. You don't see nothing yet. The middle, going into 2026, 2027, Chief, all of you Unity Party people, you will start saying to each other, you will start discussing in your office, you will start using the conjunction, but. The thing here we're looking, the mayor, the men are powerful male, the we are men, the people really let the mayor, the mayor, Yaka. You're taking for a joke. You're taking for a joke. Listen, you people have already done 50% for Weah return. Unity Party have already done 50% work for George Weah. And Joseph Yuma Boakai, Yellow One, can turn Liberia into heaven. It will never ever give him 2029. Take it or leave it. Let it be your assignment. Dream about it. I'm telling you, every time I say mark the date, President Joseph Yuma Boakai, Yellow One, can turn this country into heaven. It will never ever give him 2029. In fact, you relax yourself. You relax yourself. All right. Citizens, you relax yourselves. You're leading. Let them be worried. You ain't see human being yet. You ain't see human being action yet. You think because Unity Party there, so they can never move from there. You're living with illusion. You must be days dreaming. You think a Unity Party can move from there? That's why they say they will stay there 20 or 200 years. I hope all of them live for 200 years. Yeah, the other man who said we can never come back, and you gone. You think because that politics, I mean that Jeff Beneso, once you switch allegiance, there is no sympathy again. Once you switch allegiance, that normal thing all over the world. Let us not brag. That's how I'm going home. That normal thing. When you switch allegiance, political allegiance, the politics will still linger. The politics will still be there. Solomon George said George Weah can never come back to the presidency. Well, Unity Party lost 1 vote. Unity Party has a dead vote. Whether you like it or not, that's the culture. That's the politics. And we hate go inside. And you people were hailing him. And he had the audacity to go from radio station to radio station. Every message that man preached was against George Weah, as if George Weah did something to him or his family member. When former President George Weah made him, he was a basketball man. And in his basketball life, though loved by some, but hated by many. Oh yes, I know. Oh no, when he was coaching, what did the people say? The people used to say, what kind of man? The man used to cost too much, man, cost man, cost, cost any kind of way. That's why the people hated him. Had former President Weah not come, Solomon George would not have gotten the life that he got. Come on. Don't come bragging, yeah? Let us not brag anything here. Let us not pretend. Let's drop the Liberianness and talk about the real Liberian political culture so that you will stop that. Some of you who have that kind of mentality, stooping so low. It was George Weah. Solomon George would not have gotten the life had it not been for George Weah, had George Weah not come into the race to contest. Everybody that went and cast the ballot for those people, it was because of George Weah. They went there because of George Weah. They named George Weah. They did not go to vote for those people because they were around as senior politicians with a popular mandate of the people. No. The people said once the person is on CDC ticket because of our standard bearer, because of our standard bearer, George Weah will vote for this person. And everybody went there in mind. They went with one name in mind, George Weah. They did not vote for all of these representatives because they were already popular. You think about it. All of those people, the seditions, they risked their life to make sure that all of those people were elected. First time going there because of one name, George Weah. Solomon George would not have gotten elected. As a matter of truth, in reality, there were elections in Liberia and they were around before former President Weah came to the scene. All of those people, asked them why they did not contest those elections. There were the elections. There were by-elections. We have elections in this country. Ask them why they did not contest. Why? Ask yourself that question. Or when you see them, you ask them, prior to former President Weah coming on the scene, why you people did not contest the elections that came on? Why you people did not contest? Why all of you stay back? Because they could not have been elected normally. Had George Weah not come, it was the name George Manning Weah that gave them life. It was the name George Manning Weah that gave them L-I-F-E. Right now, I bet any one of those people, let's have some kind of election. Yeah. And they enter that election. Normally, they would not. They will not. Look at the by-elections we've had. Who you see? United Party carrying their people. They don't have time for the other people then who defected and yelling all over the place. That's why they don't know. The man will encourage you. He will appreciate you leaving your party and come to him. It's not that he likes you. It's not that he sees you as a potential vote. But because he wants that his opponent should be weakened. Solomon George was a United Party person. But former President Weah cherished him a lot prior to his passing. And former President Weah feels presently his passing. And you're going to see his intervention. And he's not going to publicize it. He loves Solomon George so much. He gave Solo life to the extent that he named the basketball court in honor of Solomon George. That Solomon George turned around and started insulting him, telling the people that he would never come out, that he messed the country up when he was with former President Weah and getting everything of life. Would Solomon George have traveled around the world or most of these countries? Those countries he traveled to, had it not been for Weah, normally he would have done that if Weah had not come to the scene. No. You ask the other people. I'm just telling you people. Be careful what you say to the hand that gave you life. When you were nothing, when you did not even think that you could have life, when you just resign to live in that way until death takes you, and somebody comes along, take you to another level. Don't ever go against that hand that feeds you or fed you. Don't do it. So that's Unity Party body. That's Unity Party body. Let me listen to something. Listen to something. There we go. Listen to something. George Weah returns to the presidency 2029. Nobody overlooks it. Nobody. You'll be a daydreamer or come from another war to say it can't happen. Unity Party people will make you to feel that it can't happen, and then you live with it that it can't happen. I want you to listen to something, and then we are out for today. I want you to listen to something, please. Yeah, it's very short, very short, but powerful. Very short but powerful. I want you to listen. Short but powerful. Good tribute, impactful tribute, but it's a tribute with a message for everybody. Everybody, you got to be very careful with the decision that you take. The decision you take in life will either make you or break you. Hold on. The decision you take in life will either make you or break you. It will either prosper you or keep you retrogressing.
I cannot blame you because you are not having patience. I'm sorry, oh, Mr. Solomon George, I'm sorry here. I cannot blame you because you are not having patience. You started working for Unity Party. You started working for LPRC. You could have paid your patience 18 years in government. Yeah. You never want to go to any. You never have to go to any. Any don't care you. May your soul rise in peace. Solomon George.
Tearful tribute in a political fashion. Well, that's it. Please join us for the news at 6, King's Newsroom. And then at 6:50, Isiaka Sharif and Josephine Pello Johnson are in with CDC Hour. And then at 8 o'clock, you all know the man of the hour, the doctor himself, the light of the nation, the teacher of the land, the evangelist, and Anthony at law, A.B. Weah, will face the issues. If God permits, we're back tomorrow. George Weah, former president, Republic of Liberia, standard bearer, Congress for Democratic Change, global icon, returns toward the presidency 2029. This is how we go home.
George. Rastafari. It's a redemption day.
Wagwan must struggle me.
Wagwan revolution, people. Wagwan the blue revolution. You ready? CDC, you ready? Let's go. CDC come, CDC come, CDC build, CDC build, CDC red, CDC red. Take what just coming. Yeah, we building a new home. Let's go. Let's go. The men they fought the whole, them not making it one way. Let's go. Let's go. We did it before, and we can do it again. Say, let's go. Let's go. The men they fought the whole, them not making it one way. Let's go. Let's go. We did it before, and we can do it again. Now watch this. We coming again. We coming again. We coming again. We will do it again. We coming again. We coming again. We coming again. CDC coming again.
Drawing blueprints, breaking ground. A foundation strong where love will stand tall. Every break can be a piece of our hearts. A place we call our own. No matter where the road we go, the walls are rising. The rules are taking shape, building a new home. With love from the start, through laughter and tears, through the struggle we face, we'll build it strong, fill this room with joy and grace. Let's go.
The men they fought the whole, them not making it one way. Let's go.
From the latest news to your favorite tunes, we've got your back morning, night, and afternoon. Join our family